Hello and welcome to Times XP Skyline, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dhriti Athvi. Tonight, the world's biggest headlines are once again revolving around just one country. The United States, of course. Well, tonight's stories are not just about politics. They are about diplomacy, national security, global power, immigration, and the growing challenges facing Indians living abroad. So, let's start with it. Sometimes the biggest diplomatic stories are not about meetings that happened. They are about meetings that never happened. Can you imagine this? A senior official from New York City prepares for an official meeting with Iran's ambassador to the United States. The meeting, it is scheduled. Everything is ready. Then, just before it begins, Washington steps in and suddenly the entire meeting is cancelled. Well, that's exactly what has happened in the United States. According to reports, Anna Maria, who serves as New York City's Commissioner for International Affairs, was scheduled to meet Iran's ambassador to the United States, Amir Said, and that too in Manhattan. But before the meeting could take place, officials from the Trump administration reportedly intervened. The State Department contacted New York City's mayor, Mr. Zohran Mamdani's office, and the meeting was cancelled before it could even begin. Well, reports also say that Archuleta was reprimanded after the planned meeting was stopped. Now, many people, they may wonder, why would Washington stop a simple diplomatic meeting, right? Well, the answer lies in current situation in West Asia. Relationship between the United States and Iran remain extremely tensed. Over the past few weeks, both the nations have exchanged military strikes, political warnings, strong statements. Every diplomatic move, it is now being watched very, very carefully. In fact, according to reports, the Trump administration did not want a New York City official holding an independent meeting with Iran's representative during such a sensitive period. Now, here's why this story is important. In the US, foreign policy is handled by federal government and not by city governments. Even though New York City hosts the United Nations, major diplomatic engagement with foreign governments is expected to remain under Washington's control. And that is why this cancelled meeting, it has attracted so much attention. Reports also suggest, by the way, that Mayor Zohran Mamdani, he himself was not informed about the planned meeting before the State Department became involved. And that has raised fresh questions about communication inside Mayor's office and how much diplomatic meetings are approved. But the story also tells us something much bigger. Today, even a routine diplomatic conversation has become politically sensitive. Every handshake, every meeting, every photograph, every conversation can carry international consequences, specifically when it involves Iran. The message from Washington appears clear here. When it comes to Iran, America wants complete control over its diplomatic engagement. But cancelling one meeting, it has not just reduced tension in West Asia. In fact, America's allies, they are now receiving fresh threats from one of Iran's closest regional partners. The conflict between America and Iran, it's no longer limited to just two nations. Slowly, more players are becoming involved. And now, one of Iran's strongest regional allies, it has issued a fresh warning that is making governments across the Gulf nervous. The Iran-backed Houthi movement in Yemen, they have warned Gulf countries that host American military bases. And according to that particular militia, if these countries allow their territory to be used for attacks against Iran, they could themselves become target. Well, the warning comes after recent US military strike inside Iran and renewed Houthi threat against Saudi infrastructure. Let's just understand why this matters. The United States has military bases across several Gulf nations. These bases play a major role in American operations across West Asia. They support surveillance mission, air operation, naval deployment, and regional security. Well, if those bases become the target, the conflict could spread far beyond Iran. Countries that have so far tried to avoid direct involvement could suddenly find themselves pulled into the crisis, and that is exactly what worries the military experts. Can you imagine living in a country that is not officially at war, yet becoming a potential target simply because foreign military forces are stationed there? And that is the challenge many Gulf nations are now facing. The Houthis have previously demonstrated their ability to launch long-range drone and missiles against critical infrastructure. Now, in recent years, oil facilities, airports, and commercial shippings have all faced attacks linked to the regional conflict. And that is why governments across the Gulf are taking every new warning very seriously here. Now, think about the bigger picture. Every new threat that creates fresh uncertainty. Every warning, it raises the risk of another military response, and every response brings the whole region one step closer to a wider conflict. Well, for India, this crisis also matters here. Millions of Indians live and work across Gulf nations. Thousands travel through region every single day. So any major escalation could affect flights, oil prices, shipping routes, and regional instability. Well, the whole West Asia remains one of the world's most important economic region, and any instability there, it can quickly affect economies around the globe. For now, the warnings remain just that, a warning. But history has shown that in West Asia, words can quickly turn into action. Well, while America's allies are now being threatened, another explosive report claims that Donald Trump himself, he could once again be the target of an Iran assassination plot. Well, for years, the relationship between the US and Iran, it has been filled with confrontation, sanction, military tension. But now a fresh intelligence report has taken that particular rivalry to a completely new level. According to reports, Iran has shared new intelligence with the United States, claiming that Iran may be planning another assassination attempt targeting the US President Donald Trump. Well, the intelligence, if it is confirmed, it comes at a time when relations between Washington and Tehran, they are already under severe strain following recent military exchanges. Wait. Now, here's why the story is so significant. This was not the very first time when such concerns have surfaced. Ever since US drone strike in 2020 that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, Iranian leaders have repeatedly vowed revenge. Over the years, American intelligence agencies have monitored several threats against senior US officials connected to that operation. According to reports, the latest intelligence shared by Israel refers to a specific alleged plot, making it different from the earlier warning. Well, Mr. Trump he himself has publicly spoken about these threats. While speaking to the reporters during his visit to Turkey, Mr. Trump said that he believes he remains one of Iran's biggest targets. He even remarked that he is on every list and admits that he has been very fortunate so far. But there is another angle to this story. Some American officials reportedly believe that Israeli intelligence assessment it could also influence Washington's future decision regarding Iran. At a time when Mr. Trump is weighing further military action, intelligence like this naturally becomes even more important. In the meantime, reports also suggest that differences have emerged between Mr. Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu over how to deal with Iran. Mr. Netanyahu is said to favor continuing military operation, while Mr. Trump has reportedly been looking for a way to avoid any prolonged conflict because of the concern over global economy. Despite those differences though, both the leaders continue to remain in close contact and they have agreed to maintain coordination. For the rest of the world, the story is much more than one individual. If tension between America, Israel, and Iran continues to rise, the risk of a larger regional conflict also increases. And that is why intelligence reports like these are being watched so closely around the globe. Well, while Donald Trump continues to dominate America's foreign policy headlines, back home, his political influence is becoming visible in another surprising way. And this time, not through a new policy, but through the name of an airport. That's right. Politics usually changes law. Sometimes it changes governments, but in America, it is now changing landmarks. US President Mr. Donald Trump's name, it has already appeared on hotels, golf courses, or maybe business buildings around the globe. And now it has appeared on something much bigger, an airport. The state of Florida has officially renamed Palm Beach International Airport as President Donald J. Trump International Airport. Well, the whole decision, it was signed into law by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Mr. Trump later thanked the supporters and he described the airport as one that would become one of the world's most spectacular airports. The celebration quickly became a political event. Mr. Trump's son, Eric Trump, He appeared at the newly renamed airport aboard the family's private aircraft, often called Trump Force One. After that, speaking to the reporters, he said that there is no person more closely associated with Palm Beach than Mr. Trump. He also pointed out that visitors arriving at the airport would now see the initials DJT on their ticket for years to come. But not everybody is celebrating. Of course, it's America. Many travelers welcomed the decision, saying that Mr. Trump had earned the honor. Others strongly disagreed. Some argue that Palm Beach already had a globally recognized identity and that changing the airport's name unnecessary. Critics also questioned whether public landmarks should be renamed after a sitting political leader. And the airport is only one example here. According to reports, Mr. Trump's name is now appearing on bridges, government programs, passports, naval projects, and several other public initiatives. His signature is also expected to appear on the US dollar notes later this year. In fact, supporters described it as recognition for his leadership, while critics argue that it reflects expanding political personality cult. Now, whether people support or oppose the decision, one thing is difficult to ignore. Mr. Trump's political brand continues to grow far beyond election campaign. Well, his influence is now becoming part of everyday American life. Well, from airports to bridges to government programs, Donald Trump's name is becoming increasingly visible across the nation. But while America debates Donald Trump's growing influence, Europe is dealing with a very different crisis here. Investigators say that one retired Italian spy may have leaked some of NATO's biggest military secrets to Russia, and that's a big news. Can you imagine this? A retired intelligence officer, secret meetings inside public parks, tiny memory card hidden inside cracks in the wall, cash-filled envelopes exchanged in silence, and military secrets worth millions. It sounds the plot of a Hollywood spy movie, right? But according to Italian investigators, that is exactly what happened. Italian authorities have arrested former intelligence officer Gavin Peras, accusing him of spying for Russia. Investigators say that he secretly passed highly classified Italian and NATO information to an alleged Russian intelligence officer through a series of covert meetings held over several years. Now, here's what makes this story even more unbelievable. According to investigator Mr. Peras, he didn't use advanced spy gadgets or any futuristic technology. Instead, he relied on surprisingly old-fashioned methods. Small handwritten notes, meetings in the park, secret conversations inside bars, memory cards hidden inside walls. Even mobile phones were reportedly placed inside a microwave, apparently to prevent them from being tracked. Sometimes the oldest tricks remain the hardest to detect, right? And that's what happened here. According to investigators, Peras allegedly received about 4,000 euros for every classified document he handed over. But officials say that he was unhappy with the amount. During one recorded meeting, he reportedly complained that he barely had enough money left after paying his own sources inside the Italian military. He even joked that he did not have enough money left for a cup of coffee. Now think about what was allegedly being shared here. Investigators say the leaked information included details about British intelligence operator, Italian military projects, NATO defense planning, missile programs, drone technology, and even information related to Ukraine's air defense system. And if these allegations are proven true, this would become one of Europe's biggest espionage scandal in recent years. Italian defense minister, in the meantime, he described the arrest as only the tip of a gigantic iceberg. According to him, countries today are fighting not only with missiles and tanks, but also through espionage, cyber operations, and information warfare. The story reminds us that modern wars are no longer fought only on battlefields. Some battles happen inside computer systems. Some happen inside intelligence agencies, and some begin with one person who is willing to sell his country's secret. Well, one spy, one payment, and information that could affect the security of several nations. And yes, while Italy investigates one of the biggest spy scandals, another political confrontation is unfolding inside NATO itself. Well, this time the spotlight is on Spain's Prime Minister and his response to Donald Trump. International diplomacy is usually calm, carefully planned, every word is measured, every sentence is chosen with a lot of caution. But sometimes one short reply says much more than a long speech, and that's exactly what happened after the recent NATO summit. Ladies and gentlemen, during the summit, Mr. Trump criticized Spain over defense spending, once again urging NATO members to spend more on their militaries. Trump's comments quickly attracted international attention because burden sharing has remained one of the biggest issues inside the NATO alliance for years. But Spain did not remain silent this time. Spanish Prime Minister Mr. Pedro Sanchez, he responded publicly. He defended Spain's position and said that his country remains committed to maintaining the strongest possible relationship with the US while continuing to protect Spain's own national interest here. Now, wait, here's why this matters. NATO is world's most powerful military alliance, but even among the allies, there are disagreements, right? Some countries believe that defense spending should increase rapidly because of growing threats from Russia. Others argue that every nation must decide its own priorities based on its economy and its domestic needs. That debate has existed inside NATO for years now. Mr. Trump has repeatedly argued that European nations should contribute more towards their own defense instead of depending too heavily on the US. Many European leaders agree that military spending should rise, but they do not always agree with Mr. Trump's approach here. And that is why exchanges like these attract so much of global attention. They reveal that even close allies can disagree while continuing to work together. Well, despite the public disagreement, Spain has made it clear that it wants to maintain strong relations with Washington, and that perhaps is the biggest message from this story. Friends do not always agree, right? Allies, they do not always think alike. In fact, if we see the end picture here, diplomacy is about managing disagreements without damaging the entire relationship. In today's world, ladies and gentlemen, that may be more important than ever. From disagreement between allies, we now move to another international dispute. Mexico has decided to take an extraordinary legal step against the United States over debts linked to immigration enforcement. For years, Mexico and the US have worked together on trade, border security, and immigration. The two countries share one of the busiest borders in the world. Every day, thousands of people, they cross legally for work, business, family. But immigration has always remained one of the most sensitive issues between the two neighbors. And now that issue has become even more serious. Well, the Mexican government has announced that it will ask the American prosecutors to launch criminal investigation into the deaths of Mexican citizens during the US immigration enforcement operation. According to the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, our government can no longer ignore the deaths of its citizens and has decided to pursue legal action while continuing diplomatic relationship with Washington. Now, here's why this decision is attracting global attention. Usually, countries raise such issues through diplomatic discussion. They send official protest. They hold meeting, they demand the explanation, but Mexico says it now wants to go a step further. Officials have announced plans to file formal criminal complaint with both the state and federal prosecutors in the US. In fact, they also plan to pursue legal action against private companies that operate immigration detention center. Well, the latest move follows the death of Lorenzo Salgado, basically a 52-year-old, a Mexican national who was shot during an immigration enforcement operation in Houston. According to the US Department of Homeland Security, the man ignored officers' commands and attempted to drive his vehicle towards an agent, leading to the whole shooting. However, his family strongly disputes that version of events. They say that he lived in the US for 35 years. He had no criminal conviction and he was working towards obtaining the legal status. They are now demanding the release of video footage from the whole incident. The story is much bigger than one case. According to the Mexican government, 14 Mexican nationals have been died while being in the ICE custody, while others have died during immigration enforcement operation. Mexican officials argue that these repeated deaths raise serious concern about the treatment of migrants inside the American immigration system. The US Department of Homeland Security, however, rejects the claim that deaths in custody have increased significantly. Officials insist that IC detention centers maintain high standards of care, dispute suggestion that there has been a dramatic rise in casualties. Now think about how bigger the picture is. Immigration is no longer just a domestic political issue. It is becoming an international diplomatic issue. Every enforcement action, every detention, every death, it can affect relationship between both the nations. And that is why governments around the globe are watching this dispute very, very carefully. Because immigration today, it is no longer only about borders, right? It's about diplomacy, it's about human rights, and it is about international law. And yes, while Mexico is challenging the US over immigration, another issue is quietly worrying thousands of Indians who are living in America. This time, the threat is not at the border, but this time, the threat is on phone. Can you imagine receiving a phone call? The caller knows your name, he knows your phone number, claims to be calling from the Indian embassy, and tells you that your identity has been linked to a serious crime in India. Now, most people would panic here. And according to the Indian diplomats in the US, that is exactly what scammers are hoping for. Indian diplomatic mission across America say that they are receiving multiple complaints every week from the members of Indian community about frauds impersonating embassy and consulate officials. According to the officials, these scammers use technology to spoof official-looking phone numbers and create very convincing stories to pressure the victims into sharing their personal information or spending money. Here, some victims are told that a mobile phone registered in India has been used in criminal activities. Others are informed that there is an urgent legal case in their name. Some are even transferred to fake police officers who demand money to resolve the investigation quickly. Officials say that these scams have become much more convincing because fraudsters, they already know basic information about you. Well, in some cases, they use fake documents, caller ID manipulation, and even artificial intelligence to make their stories sound genuine. Experts warn that modern tech is making these fraud and these scams far more sophisticated than ever before. The Indian Embassy in Washington has now issued repeated public advisories, reminding the people that embassy officials, they never ask for money or any sensitive personal information over a phone call. The embassy says it is working closely with American authorities to investigate these scams and has urged the victims to immediately report any suspicious call. The number themselves, they tell a worrying story here. According to the government data, complaints involving such scams in the US increased dramatically from just 8 cases in 2024 to 613 cases in 2025. And that's an extraordinary rise. And it shows how quickly these fraud networks are expanding. Now think why this matters. Thousands of Indians living abroad, they regularly deal with embassies and consulate for passport, visa, OCI cards, and emergency assistance. Scammers exploit that trust. They create fear, they create urgency, and they pressure the victims into making quick decisions. The safest approach, it is very simple. Never share personal information over an unexpected phone call. Never transfer money because somebody claims to represent a government officer. And whenever in doubt, contact the embassy directly using its official website or published phone number here. Sometimes the biggest threat, it cannot be a cyber attack or international conflict. Sometimes they begin with a single phone call. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's edition of Skyline. Tonight's stories remind us that the world is becoming much more connected than ever before. A decision made in Washington, a conflict in West Asia, a spy case in Europe, or a scam call in America. It can affect people thousands of kilometers away. And that is why we will continue bringing you the stories that matters the most, but in a simple way, with the facts that help you understand just not what happened, but why it matters to you. I'm Priti Yatri. Thank you for watching Skyline, and I will see you very, very soon with another edition of Skyline. Until then, stay informed, stay safe, and keep watching Times XP.